Hello, everyone. So I told you that we were going to do things a little bit differently this year, right? I was going to prepare you for the new year. I was going to prepare you for the challenge, not only this challenge coming up very soon, January 31st to be exact, in case you forgot, although I hope you have it plastered, save the day, 18 days away. It's going to be the best ever. You know why? Because I'm preparing you now with all of the essentials so that halfway through, you're not like, what? I could have had that. Oh my gosh, this plan is so easy because the way that you have it structured and because you're carb cycling, but that would have made it that much easier. So I decided this year, let's be prepared. Let's make sure you have all your essentials. Let's make sure you have all your supplements ordered so that come January 31st, you are ready to rock and roll and have and make no excuses. This year's different. There's no excuses because it's a legitimate excuse to walk into a New Year's challenge and to just be like, okay, it's day one. And then be like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What can I have? What can I have? How do I do this? How do I do that? But what if you enter into a challenge and you're like, you know what? I'm good. We spent the time, we got dialed in, we're ready to rock and roll. It makes it so much easier, not only because you're prepared, but it removes that stress. And when we can remove that stress, when we start a challenge, automatically you're going to start seeing results. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I just want to give you first of all, we're going to start with the supplement essentials. As you know, on all of my programs, supplements are essential because nowadays the way that our food is prepared, you need to have those essentials in order to fill in the gaps from the things that are missing from our food supply today. So we are going to talk about supplements, very basic. I keep it basic because I want to get the most out of our food, right? Most out of our food, most vitamins, most minerals, but we live in 2022. And so we have to just be realistic. So we keep it basic. All right. As you know, I use Nutrilite products, love them. It's all about quality. So whether you're doing Nutrilite products or getting your own supplements that you know are high quality, just make sure it's exactly that high quality, right? Because if you're going to spend the money and if you're going to put these in your body, you want to make sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck, the most absorption from your vitamins. So I use Nutrilite. I'll put links below. Nobody needs to write this down because I got you covered, but a good multivitamin. All right. So I use the women's pack. A good multivitamin is essential. Next up, we have probiotics. I love this probiotic from Nutrilite. I've also recommended other probiotics that you can also have. Just make sure it's a good, high quality, again, probiotic. All right. This is the one I use. And what I love about it is it comes in a stick pack. So what I do is I just open this up. I throw it into my protein shakes. I add it into my oatmeal. Very easy to use. If yours are a capsule, I would open up that capsule and just dump it into your protein shake. This is the one I get there. So you want to make sure you have a good probiotic to keep your gut healthy, because without a healthy gut, it doesn't matter how amazing my programs are, your body is not going to respond the same. Okay. So a good probiotic, keep the healthy gut bacteria going and flowing. Very important. Then we have omegas, omega-3s, right? We can't be afraid of fats when it comes to our nutrition plan, but also essential to get those good omega-3s. Nowadays, the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6s is off because of all the seed and corn oils. And so it's important more than ever to fight inflammation to make sure that we're getting enough omega-3s. So get yourself a good omega-3, and we will be having those. Also helps with your skin, with your nails, similar to collagen, but it just keeps everything glowy, fresh, and again, flowing through you. Okay, and then we have vitamin D, ladies. Vitamin D is so important always, but especially now with what we're experiencing, okay? To keep your immunity on track, vitamin D is very important. So it used to be like 2,000 IUs. You can even up it to 5,000, especially if you're in areas that don't get as much sunlight. But even in an area that gets plenty of sunlight, 5,000 IUs. Vitamin D, really, really important to keep that immunity up. All right. And then because we are walking into a challenge, this supplement is not a non-negotiable. However, because we're going to want to get our water in, right? And a good way to get in that water is to make sure there's a little bit of flavor to it. I know that when I have a little bit of flavor in my water, then it helps me get in my gallon. And it's a challenge. So the challenge is to get a gallon a day in. So I like to use branched chain amino acids. It serves as a win-win. It flavors your water, and then it also protects the muscles, helps you with recovery. All right, so I get these omega branched chain amino acids. Again, links will be below. Really helps with that muscle recovery. You want to make sure that as we are doing a meal plan or as we're doing a challenge, we are dropping body fat, and we are also increasing that muscle density. So it's important that we replenish the muscles and give them a good branched chain amino acid. Okay, next up we have collagen. Whether or not you get the regular collagen, I have both. I have the regular and the chocolate. I get this one from Vital Proteins, and I like to have both because I don't always want it to be chocolate flavored. So I have them both. Goes in coffee, again, shakes, really anything. It just dissolves so easy. But sometimes chocolate, when we have those cravings, really helps with that. And craving crushers at night, scoop of collagen, a little touch of water. You'd be surprised. You just sip it with a spoon. Make the hot chocolate, however you want to do it. But these are going to be great hair, skin, nails, also for those cravings. Okay. So another essential you want to make sure that you get. And one final, two more. How could I forget? Protein powder. Okay. This is the one that I use. They're protein pods and they're very convenient. It keeps me on track. So I'm not having heaping scoops of protein like I used to. And these are fantastic whey. So they digest really easily. So I really love this brand. Make sure you get yourself a high quality protein, whatever that is for you. This is the one that I've been using and love ever since my Real Foods kick. Okay, and then finally, you want to get yourself some of this gelatin powder. I'm telling you right now, this is not an everyday, okay? But you will thank me later when we use those gelatin blocks. Such a win-win. Again, so good for you to get in that gelatin. High glycine, really good for you, as well as going to really crave those cravings. If you haven't tried the gelatin blocks yet, you're seriously missing out. So make sure you get some of these because having those gelatin blocks on hand during our challenge is going to help you fight off those cravings. And again, make your hair and skin shine and all of that. So I'm all about those purposeful supplements that are good for you and also taste good. It's like a total win-win. All right, so we've got that. So that's the supplement area. Now we're going to get into the essentials, the kitchen essentials, okay? I'm going to keep it very, very basic for you. I'm going to say, I don't know, I'm not going to count because I don't know. An air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you're seriously missing out on life, okay? Because it's all about convenience, right? An air fryer is not only does it make your food taste amazing, it is so convenient. You throw everything in, whether it's thawed or even frozen, shut it, set it, and forget it. You're done, okay? So air fryer, a crock pot. Many of you probably already have these. Air fryer, crock pot, and then a few other essentials would be a high-powered blender, whether you have a NutriBullet or a Vitamix. So that's 3. And then I'm just going to loop these as one more. Make sure that you have these silicone trays, okay? You can have regular muffin trays. You can have the donut one. You can have the muffin one. But I'm telling you, the silicone, again, makes your life so easy. You don't have to spray it, and it just comes right out. And then it's a super easy cleanup because I'm all about keeping it simple. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have these. Don't have to. I'm just trying to make your life easy. They're like $7 or something on Amazon. And I've used them so often. And look at, you can see a little bit of usage, but they're still crystally clear and clean. Okay. So there we go for those essentials. One last thing I forgot to mention when it comes to the supplementation is this is an essential. Okay. This is an essential because I know that when I don't have something like this, I don't get in my supplements. And as silly as it is, I just found that doing this every day, opening up the jars and then, this one and then this one and then opening up, sounds crazy, but it's too much. And especially when you have a challenge and you're trying to minimize the crazy so you can stay focused, this is easy. Every Sunday, you pop out your pills, boom, 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 boom. So you've got 7 days. You open it up. You go like this. Boom. It's done. You can get I know that they have all sorts. Some that have like different compartments. So you can take your multivitamins or your vitamins throughout the day. Or you can just get the simple Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Load this up once a week. You're good to go for the entire week. That means you only have 6 times to load it up throughout the next challenge, right? Easy. Okay. Very important there. Okay, now I want to get into the free foods. You girls, if you've been around a long time, you know that this is really what separates me and my programs from other programs, is this endless amount of free foods. People count, oh my, how many tablespoons of mustard can I have? Or how much is vinegar okay? That's for the birds. We know that on our programs, there's so many free foods. And that is what makes this such a great lifestyle. There's so many varieties and flavors, and it's so fun. You are never, ever missing out. And if there's something that's missing from your diet and you don't see it in the free area, or you're wondering how to make it, you know that I know how to make whatever it is that you want. But let me just give you some of my favorite free foods. I'm sure that you've seen the free food list, and many of you have had that thing memorized. But then there are some people, because I've worked with them, who months into it are like, wait a minute, you mean I could have had all of that? Like I could have shirataki noodles, I could have kimchi, I don't have to count it. I'm like, oh my goodness, you've done so great and you didn't even know about the free foods. Now it's like the doors open up and it's like Disneyland, because you get all of this stuff, and then suddenly you're like, wow, I thought this was easy. Now this is so easy. And this is completely a lifestyle. So I wanted to go through some of these free foods so that I just remind you, because sometimes I forget, oh, pepperoncinis, forgot about that one, right? So I just want to remind you of these things, and a lot of them you just put in your refrigerator and you'll have them for a long time, okay? So let's just go straight through it. So many, where do we even start? Okay, let's start here. Talk about gut health. Sauerkraut, so good. And kimchi, delicious. These two are free foods. You're going to have a couple tablespoons. They add a little bit of flavor, especially this one that with the chili paste. Put it in an omelet, throw it on your lean protein, throw it in a stir fry. Free food, okay? Sometimes I'll put these on an everything bagel, or just, like I said, in an omelet, however you want to use them, but they are free, whether you just have a spoonful of them or you add them to a food, but really, really good for your gut. So kimchi, sauerkraut, free foods. See it? Yep, sauerkraut. There we go. Okay. A little more bland, a lot more flavor. Make sure there's no sugar, because there are some kimchis that have sugar. Okay. This one doesn't have sugar. I get this one from Costco. I've looked at the ingredients like 20 times because I'm like, this has to have sugar. It's so, so good. Okay. But just really make sure, because a lot of kimchis do have sugar. But this one, Costco, I think most Costcos carry it. It's divine. All right. There we go. So we got the kimchis, we got the gut health. Now let's talk about my favorite. Mustards. You know, I'm the queen of mustard. Dill mustard is my fave. Dijon, rather. Dill's good too. But the beautiful thing is you can add all kinds of seasonings to make it. Rosemary mustard, dill mustard, whatever you want. Any mustard, okay? My favorite from Trader Joe's. It's got like a little horseradish kick to it. Super spicy and yum. Or, you know, I get another delicious mustard from Sprouts. Another Dijon, right? It doesn't matter. Again, just make sure that there's no sugar in your mustards. Endless. It is absolutely endless what you can do with mustards. You all know my famous Dijon mustard recipe. Dijon, water, vinegar of some sort, little bit of whatever seasoning you want, garlic. So good. It goes on everything. Okay, that's for another time. We could have so much fun here today, but I want to keep it pretty basic. We'll get into all this as we move forward. Have fun with mustards. Have you seen the incredible mustards that they have? My friends send me gifts. They're like, hey, here's some mustard. Here's some mustard. And you come up with, like, they have the most incredible truffle mustard, horseradish mustards. Look at how cute too. It's all about the presentation, right? Another Dijonish. And then I haven't even opened them because they're so cute. I'm like, oh, I don't even want to open it. They're just so cute. Jalapeno mustard. Okay, so we got those. So mustards are essential. If you don't like mustard, I will get you to become a mustard lover. If you do love mustard, you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of jalapeno is another free food. And I have been using jalapenos in my baking, my omelets, my stir fries. Again, doesn't matter how you use them. Burgers, they're so good. Jalapenos, a little bit goes a long way, right? You're like, no wonder they're free. You only get like one and then your mouth is on fire. Okay. And then pepperoncinis or banana rings, great on our big ass salads. Don't forget about these puppies. Free food. Hooray. And then guess what? Don't you dare get rid of that juice. That juice is good for our crock pot chicken recipes. Okay. That juice is delicious to throw in the crock pot. Doesn't have to be dill juice like our dill chicken recipe. Do the banana rings. Do the jalapeno juice. Do not throw the juice away. Okay. I'm telling you. We use everything from start to finish. So when people say, oh, I can't afford to eat healthy. Well, yes, you can. You just got to buy things on sale, and you just got to repurpose things in different ways. Okay, so this is so fun. Oh my God, this is like the best part of our plans, and it gets me so excited. Okay, dill relish, another one. Dill relish, pickles, amazing free food. You can add this when you're in a bind and you're like, oh shoot, totally nailing this challenge, I thought, but I didn't prep my food. Grab some tuna. This, mustard, you got yourself a deal. Okay. So make sure that you get yourself some dill, not sweet. Sweet relish has sugar. So it's dill. I ate all my pickles, but pickles are another free food. Dill pickles, tiny ones, big ones, however you want to get them. They're great to just munch on as a freebie. All right. There we go. As we move into more sauces, we have chili paste. I love chili paste. Adding this to nori wraps, adding it however you want to. Chili paste is just such a great pop of flavor. They've got the one with garlic, one without, but I go through this like crazy, adding it to my dill dressings. Then we've got our liquid aminos. These are fantastic. Instead of soy sauce, it's a little bit of a liquid amino acids. A little bit goes a long way. Make sure you get some of this. Perfect for stir fries. All right. Then vinegars, whether it's red wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar, which we go through like crazy, adding it to teas, adding it to our everything bagels, some of the other baked recipes, adding it to dressings, whatever it is. Vinegars are all good. Balsamic, red wine, white wine, apple cider. Okay. It's amazing because you can take one thing, you can take like our Dijon recipe and just change up the vinegar and you've got yourself a different flavor. Not to mention, you have unlimited, of course, spices, just no salt spices. You got rosemary, we have thyme. And then this one's one of my favorites. It's a paleo blend. It does have a little bit of salt in there. I'm not worried about salt, people. We've talked about this before. Yes, if you're housing everything with salt, probably not smart. Or if you're using Morton's table salt, probably not smart. But if you're just using an organic good seasoning or a good sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, adding a little bit is not going to hurt you. When you don't add and you restrict, the minute you have any, all of a sudden you're like a big puffer fish. And I know what that is like. Back in the competition days, I was so afraid of salt. I didn't even have mustard. I didn't even have soy sauce or liquid aminos. I was just so scared of it. And then the minute I had it, it was the next day I was just like, whoosh, huge. And then now that I just use it in moderation, it's good for you. It keeps the electrolytes balanced, adds a little bit of flavor, balance everything out. Your body knows what to do with it. So it's not a bad thing. Just be mindful. Okay. So we've got lots of seasonings. Again, I want to say it's kind of tedious, but it's not. And you want to also look at seasonings because a lot of times companies will put sugars in the seasonings to add a little bit of flavor. And a little bit, of course, is not going to hurt you. But imagine it's your favorite seasoning. And you're like, yeah, it's free. And you're just everything all day. Again, I'm sure it's not the end of the world, but you can imagine it would start to add up. And when there's so many out there that don't have the sugars, just be mindful of that. Okay, now let's see here. Salsas. Salsa. My fave here from Trader Joe's. I love this one. I use it as a dressing over, not a dressing, a sauce over my zoodles, over my palmini pasta, whatever it is. This heated is literally just the most fantastic tomato sauce. So this is my absolute fave, Trader Joe's. Okay. And then just any salsa. Okay. As long as it doesn't have added sugars. Yes, they have added sugars in salsa. So make sure that you just check that label. Salsas. And then capers is another fun one. Some people, it's either kind of a love-hate relationship. I love capers. Anything pickled, I love. Add these to a salad. See, you're probably like, oh, I forgot about capers. So good. And don't get rid of the juice. You can make caper chicken. I'm telling you, okay? Let's see here. Ketchup. Okay, ketchup is something that, yes, has sugar in it. Most ketchups have sugar. So getting one without sugar, you can get. They might be slightly bland, but then you can add just like a teensy bit of stevia if you need to. This one from Walden Farms. I don't do a lot of Walden Farms products because too much can cause some gut havoc. It does have, just some gels, some corn fibers, just xanthan gum. So a little bit is fine. So if you have some jicama fries or whatever it is, and you want to just, or maybe you're just craving ketchup, a little bit of this ketchup is perfect. Okay, so this is amazing. And let's see here. We've got our nori. I go through this like crazy. Look at this huge thing that I get. Usually it comes 10 sheets. I can't read this because it's in Japanese, but I think this is about 150. I go through this like crazy. Free food, make your wraps, throw this with your stir fries. And this is one of my claim to fame, the nori wraps with whatever protein that you want. So nori. Keep in mind, I'm talking straight nori. I'm not talking about the ones that you get in the little packets that have oil added to them. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that is because, a few strips of those isn't going to hurt you. But when you're like, oh, Gina said free, I get to have 10 packs a day, every day, it can all add up. So when we're talking free, we're talking these sheets, and you can have fun with those. Okay. And then I'm not going to go through the endless amounts of free vegetables because all the veggies except for beets, carrots, and corn and peas. Did I say peas? Are all free. Okay. So whether you're doing bell peppers, fresh or frozen, whether you're doing coleslaw, and I'm just showing these two options because I have a whole head of cabbage in the fridge and I can chop that puppy up, which I will. Just depends on how much time I have. But getting yourself always having some of this coleslaw mix on hand. I know you're like, wait, but there's carrots in there. I'm not really worried about these little carrots, guys. Okay. I'm not worried about these few strips of carrots. And especially if you're adding this, they also have the Angel Food cabbage mix that just is straight up Angel, like really thinly sliced cabbage. So you can add this to your stir fries, maybe do a half a cabbage with some of this mix. But in a bind, I want you to get in those veggies because it's going to keep you full. It's going to keep you satisfied. And you'd be so surprised at all the incredible frozen veggies. Okay, this is from Trader Joe's. I get this like little mix of bell peppers. But at Costco, anywhere, but I find at Costco, they have the most incredible frozen organic vegetables, and they come in big bags. So you go to Costco, once a month, us girls trying to load up on our veggies once a week. But they have the most incredible frozen organic vegetables. And so you just put them in your freezer and you can just throw them frozen in the air fryer, throw them frozen in the oven, add some your seasoning, and you're good to go. So make sure that frozen veggies often are better than even fresh because they're fresh, they get frozen, they maintain their nutrient profile, right? But if they're fresh and then every day they're fresh in the grocery store, they're losing their nutrients. So oftentimes people used to always be like, oh, frozen is not as good, but often it most likely is even better for you. And it's way more convenient. Okay. So I get lots of frozen veggies, cauliflower rice, straight up cauliflower, broccoli, green beans, zoodles, which they have now at Costco too, or I get these at Trader Joe's. So I usually will zoodle my own, but in a bind, having these handy. Okay. Always having those convenience foods. Or sometimes you want to just maybe zoodle one or two, and then you just throw these in there so you're not zoodling 4 or 5 if you're one of us who eats 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time. Okay, so convenience, always just kind of having these on hand. Speaking of zoodles, we have a couple other options for noodles. Many of you have caught on to the Hearts of Palm pasta. Whether you're getting this, I got this at Trader Joe's. Yay, Trader Joe's finally caught up with us. Or you're getting the cans of palmini noodles or the lasagna. But the Hearts of Palm pasta lasagna, I heard now they have rice, is a free food. And I mean, come on, look at this meal. We can make this on our plans. Heck yes. So loading up on these, and these are great. These just go in your pantry. So have your stack of all of these things that you can just pull out. And then also, when in doubt, speaking of being on a budget, when you follow a plan, when you see something on sale, and I know that people post when things are on sale, so that's fantastic, load up. Okay, that's what I do. When things are on sale, I load up. I've never been that girl to go to the grocery store and be like, oh, I'm going to get this recipe. I need this, and this. No, I load up, and then I look at what I have. based on what was on sale. And I'm like, okay, what can I make out of this? It saves you quite a bit of money doing it that way. All right. And then just, onions, unlimited vegetables. I don't need to go through our vegetable kick, but I'm just kind of reminding you of these fun ones, whether they're raw in a salad, cut, cooked in a stir fry, thrown in the air fryer, onion rings, baby. Yeah, I'll have to create that recipe for us. That's a good one. And then something small, sprouts. Don't forget about sprouts. Okay, I really got on my sprout kick with our bagels because I would do my bagel with some lean protein, with some tomato, some mustard, throw the sprouts on there, and it's delicious. And then I started putting them in my salads, and then I'd put them in my omelets. I was like, oh, sprouts. You can't forget about sprouts. Okay. And a couple more, and I could go on and on. I just kind of grabbed the most essential here. For those of you similar to the palmini noodles, zoodles, palmini noodles, or shirataki noodles, whether it's miracle noodles or shirataki, it is a completely free food. And this is one of those that you either love or you're not so much. If you're somebody that likes al dente pasta, maybe not so much, but I'm telling you, you will learn to love these because they're so mild in flavor and they take on whatever flavor that you put with them. So you put Dijon with them, they take on the Dijon. You put your chili paste, they take that on. You put in there the salsa to make your sauce, they take on that flavor. And then you can also combine this with this, or your noodles with the hearts of palm. So it's truly endless. And this is a konjac fiber, so just goes right through you, free food. So have at it. Just make sure that you soak these puppies and you rinse these puppies. And if you can get past that little bit of an odor that they have, doesn't even faze me, but I know some people that are a little sensitive are like, oh, then just, rinse them, and then it goes away in 2 seconds. So these are fantastic, and these are a go-to. Okay. And then finally, sipping on water might get a little boring. So just to remember that we have teas. All your teas are going to be free. So I love this beauty tea during the day and this at nighttime. Take a second. It's got the chamomile in there to help you sleep. This one has the green tea. So whether you're using whatever teas that you have, again, just no sugar, but most of them are just flavor. And make sure that you load up on your teas, okay? Dandy blend tea can go in your shakes, can go as a hot tea at night, but this is really going to help curb those cravings and to kind of help you when you just need a little something, right? Because we do so much mindlessly, and just to have a hot cup of tea or chicken broth is another free food. So you can use this if you want to add a little flavor to your rice. You can use this if you want to add a little bit of just something to sip on during the day, some warmth. So chicken broth is another freebie. Making soups. I'm telling you, ladies, it's endless. I could go on and on and on, but there we have it. There are your basics. I just don't want you to forget about all of these that I mentioned, because this is going to make our challenge that much easier. And sometimes it's just a good reminder, because like I said, you might see that list, but then you forget, oh my gosh, totally forgot about sprouts. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about capers, right? And these are all little things that'll keep things fresh, fun, and like you are never dieting. That is my goal, for you to crush your goals, get the best results, and for you to feel like that was easy. Where's my easy button? That was easy. And then to be able to continue on. All right, ladies, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. I will put links below to some of the products that I mentioned, specifically the supplements. Or if you have a question about something that you're using, just let me know. And yeah, super excited to rock this challenge with everyone, really setting us up for success. I know everyone's kind of like inching. Wait, is it time yet? No, we gotta lay this foundation. So now you've got your grocery list. Now you've got some ideas. Get stocked up on everything that we have, get your essentials, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, have an incredible rest of your day, and I will be in touch soon.